we all know who we have. The people behind the podcast this week.
Jason.
And your host, most of the time, Caydon Scroggin.
And Liberty Bennett.
Libby's my favorite, guys.
Woo! Oh, wait, no.
Woo! Okay, starting off, what are some activities or jobs you guys have been involved in? Like, whether in school or out?
I have been in one act, speech, and then I also work at the Meridian Tap House. One act I've been in for 2 years. This year was my second year. And speech I've been in all 4 years of my high school career. So, and I've slowly gotten worse. I've gotten less and less medals every year. So.
Okay, I'm in the same boat on that one. Caydon?
Well, my freshman year, I was in football, in wrestling, and track. And then, let's just say, I don't know, I just decided to quit everything my sophomore year. Don't know really why, so I did powerlifting for Lexington my sophomore year. And after that, I also quit powerlifting, and then I went to do wrestling again for my junior and senior year. I went to state this year, went 0-2. But,
Hell yeah!
But
Look at you go.
Hey, I still went. You know, it was still a really fun experience to go to. And I worked a lot of different jobs, actually. Like my freshman year, I worked at the Meridian Tap House for a few months. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that because I did get fired from that job. But it's okay. It's okay. Then I've worked at a Hot Rocket Fireworks basically every summer except last one with Troy Wheeler and a couple other people. Just packaging fireworks, taking them to different places, that kind of thing. And then I got a job at Dairy Queen for a while, for about like a month. Hated that. Actually got recruited by the folks down at Sunny Superfoods. And then I worked there for probably a year. And then this last summer I worked at mortar sprinklers and pest control. And then I've recently just come back to Sunny's, and this summer I'm going to work at the Hot Rocket Fireworks place again.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh, and I also worked for Nebraska Channel News. So yeah, that was fun. All I'll say is I like getting paid on time, but we'll keep it there.
So it seems like you've had a lot of those experiences, Caydon. Like, what have you really learned from those? Because you keep bouncing back and forth.
Well, I don't know. I like to think I'm kind of I change what I want a lot, I guess, and I don't know, like I went through a lot of different, like, I guess, phases in my high school career, just trying to do different things, and I've done a lot in high school. I mean, just bouncing from different places, and like you said, I don't know, I've just really gained a lot of like person skills from all my different jobs, because a lot of times I have to talk to people, and like mostly like I haven't really like just besides the tap house, I haven't left the job really bad. I've always left my 2 weeks, and I'm still on good terms with all the people. It's just like I like to think of high school as just a time where you can like get all these different experiences in, and you don't really have to worry about, I guess, ramifications and stuff like that.
With Caydon's, he's been through a whole lot of jobs. I am like the opposite. I've only ever had 2 jobs, the tap house and the library. And I think it's a different experience having just a few jobs, like just doing 1 or 2 jobs versus the, like, Caydon's experience having a lot of jobs. For me, I'm like, instead of getting as many experiences, like, I have a feeling that your tax, like, forms and all that are a bit complicated with all those jobs. Your WD-4s or whatever.
WD-4s, yeah, that's definitely what it's called. Yeah, I actually just got done with my taxes recently, and I had to go through this whole step, setting myself up as a business, since I was technically a subcontractor working for Nebraska Channel News, because it's not like I'm an employee of the company, and I was just filming their games and stuff, just like freelance, basically. So I had to go through this whole extra step to get like my tax money back from the only $700 that I made from the company. And I had to like pay an extra $50 to be able to like do all the other forms, since I'm technically like my own corporation in a way.
Caydon Scroggin LLC.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, I have worked a lot of different jobs, and some people might look at that as like not the best thing, but honestly, like I've met so many different people and so many.
You gotten those experiences.
Yeah, I've like, I mean, like starting my freshman year, I just worked at the kitchen at the tap house, and I was even when my friends came in, I was scared to talk to them just because I was just like this shy kid coming up from middle school, and
Awkwardness.
yeah, and I don't know, I just couldn't talk to people. I was just scared of the world basically, and I've met so many different people that have had these life experiences, and I've talked to them, and I've lived a lot more than I actually ever thought I would, because I mean, back in the day, I thought I would just end up being just kind of this, just like shut-in kid that didn't really get all these experiences, and that's what I was going through my freshman year. And I think just getting all these different jobs and these different things I've done has really helped me, I guess, blossom into the person I am now. And I wouldn't take it for granted that you do have these opportunities. So,
Yeah. Speaking of shut-in kids, Jason.
right?
So I'm especially the opposite of Caydon with jobs. I've only ever had one job at Waypoint Bank for about 2 years now. Used to be very, very shy, and now I'm just a little shy. So that's improvement. That's good.
Big improvement. I can like actually have a conversation with you. And you're not like
Exactly.
freaking out.
Yeah.
Huge changes.
Which I'm definitely glad about, because I mean, me and Jason used to be really, really good friends back in elementary school.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, I used to play on the playground and everything like that. But then, like, I feel like as we got older, we just like separated, and kind of this class has been a cool experience for us to be able to, I guess, reconnect in certain ways, which I really appreciate, because this might be the last time we really have that opportunity.
I look forward to leaving Caydon.
I also look forward to leaving Caydon.
All right, guys, never mind. I don't really want. Never mind.
Caden's leaving me, so I ain't got to do any of the work.
Yeah.
Next question.
Okay, so you guys are obviously involved in a lot. So you're also involved in the media production crew. So we produce the podcast. What has that been like for you guys?
Well, for me, I don't really do a lot, honestly, for the whole podcast.
You make the questions.
Yeah, I basically just make questions, and then I send out emails and reminders and make sure everyone's still gonna actually make it to the podcast. So important work, but not something that needs to be done for the podcast to run. But through that, I've really learned a lot more about organizing emails, how to like cover up if someone says last minute they can't make it to the podcast. I kind of have a better understanding of how to find backup and make sure that it still runs somewhat smoothly throughout, no matter if we have everyone or not. So, and I've learned a lot about writing emails and making questions up.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like I do a lot on the podcast. I mean, I am the host. I usually design the background picture for our episode, and I edit every episode. But I think it's a good thing, because after high school, I plan on kind of going into this kind of thing. So it's probably a good step, because, I mean, probably once I get there, I'm not going to have a lot of help as much, especially when I'm, like, trying to produce stuff on my own, whether it be, like just short films or little, like, things for people. And it's probably just getting me ready a little bit for what I'm going to be doing in the future. So.
Yeah.
And then I usually sit back and just monitor the audio for the episodes, make sure that goes smoothly, set up all the stuff beforehand. Yeah.
And Jason usually helps me when I have like a tech,
Yeah.
because I'm not
Jason is our tech expert.
I'm not the best at computers. I'm very creative, but I'm kind of a grandma when it comes to like actually knowing how to use the different things like Adobe and everything. But Jason just knows how to do it, and he helps me out when I need it. So
Jason's our tech.
He's a big asset.
Tech expert.
Yeah. I try my best. There's some things I don't know how to do.
Call out to Mr. Vlasov. We hate that guy.
We don't hate him, just like mildly dislike him sometimes. But
Most of the time, you know.
But no, deep down, I think we all like Mr. Vlasov. So
Because
Yeah.
Vlasov got a grad invite from Caden. So.
he did get a grad invite from me.
And from me.
He has helped me a lot in different moments and just talked to me like.
He's a chill guy. He's
Yeah.
like our therapy. Free therapy.
Like you can tell compared to like different other teachers that lost like actually cares.
Yeah.
Because like in moments where like I've kind of just been like not wanting to do anything and kind of just been kind of a jerk, he's kind of brought me back to earth in a way and kind of given me just a talking to about it, because I know sometimes I forget that I actually got to do stuff, you know? Yeah, the podcast has been a really great experience, and
we get to know some of our fellow classmates a bit more too.
Yeah.
People like maybe we wouldn't have talked to otherwise. We kind of get in a room with them and we get to hear more about how their high school and like has influenced them, their experience, and we kind of get to see how they're different.
right. So like last year I did the podcast, and it was something I really didn't care about at all. But this year it's kind of became something. Although it can be a little tiresome to have to film the episode and have to stay here during the period and everything, but I actually do enjoy doing the episodes and just talking to people.
Yeah, and it helps if it's only the four of us, I think, too, because we kind of know each other a bit more, so there's not as much argumentative bits where we're trying to find out what we want to do with how we want to do it.
Yeah, and we're just starting up our senior assassin too, so
that's been fun.
right.
Will it have start? It will start next Monday from when this comes out, I think. The 7th, right?
I don't know. It's just the podcast has been a really cool experience to finally kind of get these. It's probably not gonna be the last conversation I have with anybody or any of us has with each other, but kind of
Farewell.
a farewell before we actually do have our last conversation. Because it's some of the people that I've talked to, it's been the longest conversation I've had with them ever. Which is a really strange thing, because everybody's kind of in their different friend groups and everything like that, but at the end of the day we're all seniors, and this is kind of our last hurrah in a lot of ways.
We've been going to school together, most of us since elementary school. Some of us even preschool.
Yeah. Some of us have worked together and some of us have done sports together, but then there's other kids who don't do any sports or maybe don't even work or work at a different place that we work at, and it's kind of been a way to kind of bring us together in more.
Yeah, you might just see them
that.
passing in the hall, but that's it.
And you're not, sometimes you start a conversation, but most of the time you're not just gonna go up to someone and be like, what's a very impactful experience in your high school career? But this kind of gives us a way to see into people's lives over the past 4 years, and I really appreciated that, because I've had moments where I've just only focused on myself, and I think I've just overlooked that everybody else has got stuff going on, and this kind of gives me an idea of what other people have been going through, and just kind of grounds me a little bit, just puts a little bit more humanity back into me, I guess.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so honestly, it seems like you guys have had a lot of these experiences, especially with the senior podcast. But outside of this class, what is a really major experience you've had that has really shaped you?
I don't know. It kind of depends, I'd say. In high school, probably, I'd say honestly, this is going to sound depressing, but doing worse in speech throughout the years. Because when you're doing good and you're meddling, there's something that just is warm inside you when you're getting those medals and you're getting called up on stage and you get that recognition. And then to go from getting at least 2 medals every Saturday to slowing down, and last year I only got 2 medals the entire season, and this year I didn't medal at all, which is a very different feeling. Even though I knew I wasn't going to medal and I prepared myself for that, it still felt it still kind of was upsetting to not medal. And I think it's kind of important to learn those things while you're still in high school, that, you know what, sometimes even if you don't expect to do something well, it still hurts when you don't do it well. But you just got to get over it. You got to climb that mountain. So I feel speech and just not meddling as much has been a huge thing for me that's been outside of the classroom.
Right. I had a lot of stuff happen to me that kind of shaped me into who I am today. But for just high school stuff, I guess, me quitting after my freshman year of most of my sports and everything and kind of going down a different path, I feel it alienated me in certain ways, I guess, to myself, and I kind of felt outside of the normal crowd. And I think I like, with like a lot of the free time that I had, I was able to like figure out more who I was, I guess, because like I wasn't just always busy with different events and different things like that. And then when I finally got to my junior year, I was like, I really miss wrestling. And although I was JV my junior year, I mean, which some people might scoff at, like I really realized like I was doing something wrong, because like there was a lot of things that were just kind of impacting my life quite a bit. Like I failed a class my junior year. I failed other tests my junior year. And I like just realized that like the path I was going on was just not the right one. So I knew I needed to change something. So I just started fixing my ways, and when I got to wrestling my senior year, I realized I really need to, like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. So I started going to all the practices, I started lifting, I started doing everything I could because I wanted to actually accomplish something in this sport that I've been doing for a long time. So when I finally like put in all that work, I finally went to state, which I never thought was going to be something that I was going to do, and I was scared that I wasn't to, because I didn't think I was going to be accomplished in really anything. And I've kind of felt mediocre for a lot of my life in certain ways, and I feel like it was kind of a moment where I was like, I did it, and I finally actually accomplished something, and I got recognition for it, and it just felt good. And I realized that if I wanted to be successful in this life, and I wanted to actually be able to get things done and have the thing that I really wanted, I needed to put in the work, and I needed to just do it. And going to state, I didn't do my best, but I still am grateful for the opportunity to represent my school, and that I'm happy I actually put in the work in the end of the day.
Yeah.
We write these questions, but doesn't mean we're prepared at all. At least I am. I'm not. But I think that the one act this year, you guys get off of your phones. Jeez. I
The
start
senior
talking.
chat is
I start talking, you
blowing
go get
up.
on your phones. Jeez. But I'd say that the one act this year, because the hailstorms this summer, we didn't really have a great auditorium. It was difficult, but I think that it's kind of sad that that's what happened on our senior year. I wish it was I wish we had better circumstances this season, but I think that those obstacles to overcome really taught us all a lesson in just effort. You got to put in effort into the production, and a lot more this year, in order to actually succeed. And we didn't make it to state, but we got second, and that was still really good for all of us, because we had gotten second despite not having an auditorium for all the season. So yeah, that was.
We didn't have a great sound system.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I never did anything with like one act and speech, which I really honestly regret. It was like one of the things I really wanted to do, and I even went to the meeting this year, but I didn't end up going out, and it's one of my biggest regrets. And like Jason said, that like through like not even having an auditorium, they were still able to accomplish a lot. And I think that's definitely a main message, is that like even though your circumstances may not be exactly the best, you can still accomplish the goals and everything you in mind. It's just all about putting in the work and having that positive mindset and getting things done.
Yeah. That being said, R.I.P. the death pit.
Yeah, it got cut. It's been covered over.
No.
Oh, really? They covered
Yeah,
that?
they covered over the death pit.
Jeez.
Starts to.
Now it's just
Yeah.
now it's just a stage.
Yeah, now it's just a stage.
That's boring.
Yeah, but that auditorium's probably gonna be pretty nice when it gets done.
Yeah, I heard they're doing actual red and light gray colors
Oh,
for the
nice.
seats.
Yeah.
And they're like
picked up the seats.
Instead of orange and green.
And they don't repel water. They repel water, so spills aren't going to. Which you shouldn't have drinks or food in the auditorium in the first place.
But if you
Yeah.
spill ranch, it'll still be fine.
It's gonna be good though, because we just got this new gym at the school, and then now we're getting a new auditorium. We're really probably gonna have one of the nicest schools in our area, just with everything that they've been doing. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that both sides of the spectrum are gonna have very nice a very nice place to practice their speeches and everything like that to do, and their one acts and their plays and everything. So
Yeah, it's not just gonna be just the sports kids getting it. It's gonna be the sports, and then the
Fine
nerd,
arts.
fine art,
Fine arts.
the fine arts, yeah.
yeah, not nerds,
Not
not nerds, normal kids.
But yeah, that's good that they're both getting that opportunity now.
Yeah.
So to wrap up this episode, what is some advice you guys may have for the rest of the student body, and especially incoming seniors?
Don't do drugs.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a good one. My main piece of advice is you're gonna be all right in the end. Like even when things seem like this is just the end of the world, it's gonna be okay. You know, like you can really go through anything, and you're gonna be all right. Just there's a brighter side at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I'd say get a job, you know. It's gonna be useful, and then with that job, don't spend your money just on anything. I think that a big part of high school that helps people get ahead is save your money. Like, really work on saving it, because then when you get into a hard financial spot, maybe your car breaks down or something, you don't have to just rely on your parents. Or if something happens, you have that money built up.
Definitely save your money. Don't buy a $500 Lego set when you only have $550. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
That's probably a good idea.
I
like
think-
that.
So I think that, you should try hard in school, and put in effort, get good grades and stuff. But don't try so hard that you end up burning yourself out, because that's happened to me, and then you just don't want to do anything, and that's not great. So this year I've been really just trying to take it slower, not force myself to get stuff done day of, give myself some time, and it's really helped me out a whole lot.
Yeah.
And I've actually had more time than previous years somehow, so yeah.
Something I saw on Tumblr was, if you're going through hell, don't stop, because why would you want to stop in hell? Keep going, because eventually you will climb out of it, and you will get somewhere that you enjoy being, that makes you happy. And it's going to take work, and it's going to take time, but you're going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's going to feel all the greater when you do.
And also, don't worry about what other people think about you,
Yeah.
or what how you look. I mean, obviously take care of yourself, but I worried basically my entire high school, what other people thought of me, and what they if I was wearing the right clothes or the right shoes and everything like that. At the end of the day, nobody really cares.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do, they're not worth.
Yeah, if someone really cares about thinks of you less because you're wearing an off-brand T-shirt or whatever,
That's on there.
That's not someone.
they're not someone you really want to associate with.
It's not
because-
someone's opinion you should care about.
Right. And also, wear deodorant.
Oh yeah.
Wear sunscreen.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do not want to be walking down a hallway and to get the most pungent odor I've ever smelled in my entire life entering my nose.
I heard you have to go to the
yes.
middle school every day for college algebra. I don't need
It's
that.
bad
again.
enough. You don't want to smell bad.
Mhm.
Wash your hair.
Wash your hair,
Take your meds.
right?
Personal hygiene.
Personal
Got it.
hygiene.
Mhm.
Go on walks. That's something that really helps me when I'm down in the dumps. Go on a nice walk.
And-
Without your phone. Leave your phone behind, or just don't be on it. Just enjoy nature.
Yeah, that's actually really, I do that too. That's really good advice.
Sounds cringy, but it works.
Yeah, it's, but sometimes the best things you can do for yourself are extremely cringy,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
I take a nap.
Hey, there you go. But yeah, you just don't want to take high school for granted, because this is such a short chapter in our life, and sometimes you can just get caught up in the moment, and you just gotta take a step back,
Yeah.
take a deep breath. It's gonna be all right.
Don't take it too seriously, but don't take it too.
Not
Don't
serious.
be
Not
careless
seriously.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something that's going to affect you later in life, but also, if something goes wrong, it won't kill you. All right, cue outro.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd also like to shout out some.
Oh
some
yeah, shout
teachers.
outs.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to shout out Mr. Avello. Mr. Avello's helped me a lot through high school, just always talking to me about my grades. and everything like that. Shout out Mrs. Rossell. Everybody loves Miss Rossell.
Oh yeah, I love her.
Also shout out my mom, Jackie Scroggin. I love her. She's one of my favorite people in the world.
I'm gonna shout out myself because I love myself.
Yeah, shout out my Uncle Jock too. Shout out.
Damn, how many people are you gonna shout out?
All right, I'm going.
the whole world.
Shout out our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Shout out everybody.
Well, Crystal, let's
Wait.
get this outro going. Oh wait, Jason's got to shout out his people.
Jason, shout out.
Shout out you, dear viewer. You specifically are fantastic.
All right, well, thank you everyone for listening, and thank you guys for being here. Okay, well, thank you everyone. This has been the Senior Podcast, and
Bye.
This
All right.
has been Libby Bennett
Caydon Scroggin.
Jason Dyer.
and our host,
Crystal Hernandez.
And this has been the Senior Podcast.
2025, baby.
Woo!